This November, agriculture will be on the ballot here in Georgia, as voters will have the chance to decide on a referendum that would help Georgia farm families. Referendum B, as it's listed on the ballot, would eliminate ad valorem taxes for merged family farms when purchasing equipment, land, and other inputs for their operations, something that's currently only an option for individual family farms.
Currently, if two family farms go into a partnership with one another and they're not related, they are no longer able to take advantage of that ad valorem tax exemption that they previously received individually. So this referendum B, which will be on the ballot in November, has the potential to change that and allow family farms that partner with one another to share the burden of those costs on certain equipment and farm products, allow them to still receive that ad valorem tax exemption that they had previously.
Georgia Farm Bureau, along with the Georgia Agribusiness Council and other groups, believe the measure is crucial for the survival of family farms here in Georgia, as it more accurately reflects the structure of farming operations here in the state, especially in a time when costs of production have risen year over year and returns have been stagnant.
If an individual family farm should qualify for these exemptions, then two entities that qualify individually that form a partnership, we believe that they should too. We know that farming in Georgia and farming everywhere has gotten really expensive. If you look back at what a piece of equipment cost in the 70s and 80s versus what it costs now, there's an extreme difference. They've gotten much more expensive, but at the same time, commodity prices have stayed relatively the same. If you look at some of the new row crop equipment, I mean, you're talking about $1 million for a combine. Well, if you don't have enough land to justify that, but you could form a partnership with your neighbor and purchase that combine that you would need, that makes sense to us. That's something that we see a lot of value in, allowing farmers to work together, to be smarter, to be more efficient, and be able to keep these small family farms that we really believe are the backbone of the agribusiness industry in the state, keep them in operation and keep them able to stay on that farm.
However, according to Matthews, Georgia farming families aren't the only ones that would benefit if the measure were to be approved by voters.
Not only does passage of referendum B, or would passage of referendum B, benefit family farms, but it also benefits the Georgia consumer. Lower upfront cost to a farmer is in turn going to mean lower cost to Georgia consumers on the things we rely on every day, our food, clothing, and shelter. It's also very important for new and beginning farmers. A lot of the times you're going to see new and beginning farmers, young folks that want to get into the business of farming, they'll forego doing that just because of how expensive it is to start your own farm or to get into agricultural production. So this is really going to lower the barrier of entry to new, young, beginning farmers, but it's also going to help our established farmers, and it's going to support both rural and urban farmers. It's going to lower that barrier to entry for anyone wanting to get involved in farming and agriculture.
Reporting in Macon for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.